it's me, Blind for Life, and welcome to the next video on my channel. Today I'd like to explain how much I really use Braille in my regular school life. So first of all, I don't really use it very much. Until the third school year I worked with a typewriter, so I didn't have, for example, a PC or anything, and then I got a Windows laptop, and I think from that time on I didn't really use Braille very much because it's much faster if the screen reader tells me what is on the screen, because you know, if I have to take my finger and go over the Braille display, then that isn't so fast, and it isn't really nice to read the whole time because it isn't really nice for my fingers, so to say. And I just use Braille for math because there are difficult expressions with brackets, for example, and I think it wouldn't be really nice to remember what is on the screen if the screen reader tells me left bracket, right bracket, and so on. So I wouldn't be able to remember what is my task and what I have to calculate. So I use my Braille display for this reason. And for example, in Latin I have to use it because a screen reader can pronounce the Latin language as it has to be pronounced, so I won't be able to really know what word is meant if I would just use my screen reader for this. But I'm really lazy when I talk about Braille, so I take the screen reader and these words where I'm not sure what it should mean, then I read what is on my Braille display. But yes, I don't really use it very much. I learned many kinds of Braille fonts, for example the short font and the long font and the font for computers. There's also a font for math and for music, but my teacher, who should teach that at school, didn't really give me the necessary support, so I didn't really learn that. But I don't need this because, for example, a square root can also be made digitally, and I don't really need the complex expressions in Braille, so I don't use them. I often do my tasks, for example homework, at night, and it's much more comfortable if I don't work with my Braille display then, because I often work in bed, for example, and then I just take my laptop or iPad or whatever I'm working on. And I think if I'm, for example, writing a message with my iPhone, then I don't need a Braille display at all, because that isn't the sense of a smartphone to carry a Braille display around every time you write something on your smartphone. So I didn't even connect a Braille display with my iPhone in my whole life, so I don't need this at all. And if I, for example, have texts where I have to write something in, then I use the cursors. So there are little keys that are placed by the signs on the Braille display. Then I use these keys to navigate to the place where I have to fill something in. But I don't really use my Braille display. So all in all, I think it is good to have, especially for vocabulary tests and exams, it's important to know that you wrote everything correctly, but it isn't really necessary for every task. I hope you liked this video and maybe it was helpful for you if you have contact with blind or strongly or severely visually impaired people, and if that's the case, then please give the video a thumb up, and you can also write your experiences in the comments, and questions or video suggestions are welcome anytime. And if you don't want to miss a video on this channel, then you can subscribe to it for free. Then I would say until next time, bye!